Hello and welcome to the ICT Pulse podcast. I'm Michelle Marius, your host and the editor and publisher of ICT Pulse, the online platform where we discuss ICT issues from a Caribbean perspective. Today we'll be exploring one of the Caribbean countries that many of us English speakers tend to know very little about, Guadeloupe. Located between Dominica and Montserrat in the Eastern Caribbean and with a population of over 400,000, Guadeloupe is an overseas department of France. But how is the telecoms ICT tech entrepreneurship landscape there? We're about to find out. Joining me today is Betty Fausta. Betty is the CEO of IPOS, a software development and consulting company based in Guadeloupe that serves the French Caribbean. And she's also the president of Guadeloupetech, which is an association that focuses on promoting the digital economy. Betty, bonjour and welcome to the ICT Pulse podcast.
Bonjour Michelle, hello all ICT community in Caribbean area.
Excellent. Okay, so Betty, let's just jump right in. And, as I said in my introduction, Guadeloupe is located in the Caribbean region, but for many of us English speakers, we know very little about Guadeloupe. So can you just give us a quick overview of the country?
The country is an archipelago of 6 main islands. There is like a butterfly with 2 big islands, Basse-Terre and Grande-Terre, that can share the economy of the islands. We talk about one island, but there are many islands. And the main activities is services, tourism like other Caribbean countries. We also have some agriculture income like sugarcane or rum. We have a quite development of Asian rum or project of rum in Guadeloupe, but in Asia too. This is a good way of development. Particularly for the country, we try to develop more now ICT. So this is a new axe of development of our country. So many professional and local government working together to do a better way to find a project and to develop some market, local market in regional Caribbean, but not only in Europe or in the rest of the world.
Okay. So, granted that you did certainly mention that there's a focus on services tourism, but also that I guess there's now a closer look at ICT and looking to develop the digital economy. So can you give us some insight into telecommunications and ICT in Guadeloupe? How developed is it?
The ICT is well developed because there is a lot of offer. We have offer for cybersecurity, offer for the broadband with light projects of software developments and marketing and digital marketing. Mm-hmm. But the lack of service is maybe the quality of broadband is not like Europe or big city in Northern Caribbean, but it's not so bad in comparison of some country in Caribbean. So we can work with high debit, high broadband. And so it's good for the business also. We have some project to increase with fiber, more fiber for high speed internet in Guadeloupe. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the big projects for the regional council of Guadeloupe. Mm-hmm. Normally, the project can be reached in 2 years, around 2 years. In the same way, we are working for ISP to have a better connection, and we're working together with all ISP operators to have better price for all the inhabitants.
Okay, so let me ask, because granted that, as you rightfully said, I mean, I didn't even realize that Guadeloupe comprised, I guess, 6 islands. So granted that you have the main island, which I guess would probably have good connectivity, but what about the other islands around Guadeloupe?
All the islands have good connectivity,
Okay.
but in fact, no, there is only uh, two of the six islands. They are more small
Mm-hmm.
with less inhabitants,
Mm-hmm.
and so there is connectivity, but they don't have high-speed internet.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but we can have uh, internet for doing business and to watch film and streaming. So, but we have some offer by satellite or something like this to have a quality of service. But I think, like the other part of the island, there is the same plan to maintain a good quality for the small islands too. So for all Guadeloupe in 2 years, and we are starting for the fiber quality of we call it the island of South because they are smaller, but and they are situated in the south of Guadeloupe, in the archipelago. We
Okay.
call it Les Saintes Désirades.
Okay. All right. So you did talk about that affordability, and you're saying that prices for internet service in Guadeloupe is pretty high, and that you're looking at probably with some of the projects like the fiber projects and so on, and the cooperation of the providers that the rates will go lower.
Yeah, we hope to have a better connection and something better, more appropriate for enterprise to have new services to develop new project, and maybe for tourism, for high quality tourism, we
Mm-hmm.
have to project good photos or some projects can needs a lot of high speed broadbands, and
Mm-hmm.
so we help to increase the quality. But for now, we have one. I can say for European, there is a medium quality, but in comparison with the region, we are not too bad in reality.
Okay. So if give me some idea of the price of broadband service in Guadeloupe.
For the price, we have for all for residential family.
Mm-hmm.
We have a price around 29 euros. We have connectivity, streaming TV, and unlimited phone for the same price,
Mm-hmm.
and phone for professional for all professional and enterprise offer. This is around 59 euros per month.
Okay. Um, but and for what sort of download speed and so on would you get? Like let's say for the household, for the 29 euros, what would be like
Mhm.
the download speed? Do you recall?
Yeah, we have around that depends of the offer, but we can reach sometimes 10 mega
Mm-hmm.
of also is not bad. That depend of if of the operator. Some operators there is have many mega for the price,
Mm-hmm.
and for the satellite is there is sometimes less broadbands. But,
Okay, let's step back and let me find out a little bit more about you because you are the CEO of a tech business in Guadeloupe. So can you give us a sense of your own journey? Tell us your story and how you got to where you are.
Oh, I can give you a short way of what is IPOs and why I'm working for this company.
Okay.
There is a sense of to create this company because when I developed some offer, I came from university research area where I'm working about human thematics like sociology and to have a better way to know people in Guadeloupe or something like this. And
Mm-hmm.
so I decided to work with another professional about to have open source offer. That makes sense for me for internet and for ICT to develop locally expertise. And that's why we create this offer, because one, we can integrate some high quality of services with products can be created all over the world, but integrate locally and create value added locally. So this is one way. And secondly, we can go very quick to create a big platform, big project with less money. This is one of the way, but not only that. There is a way to collaborate. So with some people, we are not in our company. We can collaborate very easily with our client, with some partners. And we have another vision of ICT business, because ICT business is not only for to have income or dollars or something like this, but you can create some project with your heart, with some passion. And for me, there is like a soul on what I'm doing.
Okay.
Excuse me of my English. So
no worries.
No, so I have to tell you more about HiPOS, about some history, maybe some connection. We're working about a project in Caribbean area for the first time around 5 years ago. With Jamaica for cabotage project, something can link all Caribbean.
Okay.
With the cargo system to put away to have merchandise with a better price, to find a transport to find transport very easily. And it was one of our first project in Caribbean area. And the second project, it was for about the sanitary tract of some Senegalese ticks. This is a disease can touch all agriculture like this, and we're working with Haiti to put this platform for track this disease for all for the agriculture systems.
All right, but let me ask. You said I guess you studied sociology at school, at university. So how did you end up, working in a tech company?
Because in my laboratory, I have a challenge for my laboratory to create the first website of the laboratory, and so I had to work for myself to learn and something, and so I transformed my passion in a rock. So and so I decided to discover technology and to perform in this. And so after I have many courses and to follow some school diploma to perform in this area. But the first, it was passion, because I have to perform for my for my school laboratories in the university. And after I just develop these opportunities with my some trainings, personal trainings, and some university trainings.
Okay, so Betty, here it is that you're a business owner or you're a CEO in a company. You work a lot in the tech field. This is now your specialty. But what is it like to be a woman in technology in Guadeloupe? Do you find that it's still a very male-dominated area? Do you find that sometimes that your clients are more comfortable talking to a man than a woman? What is the experience like?
To be a woman is to deliver good services, to deliver to perform as a good professional. When you can have the proof, you can prove to yourself, and to your client, to your customer, that you can perform, you can do good business. You know, every other prospect or other professional can respect what you are doing. So you have to prove that what we are doing, that we are good in what you know how to do. So this is at the beginning it was really hard. That make around 3 or 4 years to have the respect of other ICT community, because I was the only female. But I take my time. I prove that I can do the job. I have the team to have the succeed for my clients, and to respect and to manage the project. So I have all the project can prove that I'm good in what I'm doing for the innovative project, or to follow some ICT project. So I have everything can prove what I am doing. So I don't have to be not comfortable about that. So that for a woman we have to work maybe more. But when you have the respect of all the men or all professional, it's really good for you. And now I can consider there is many professionals, they are very happy to share my experience, to show for all young women that we can doing a better way as a woman, and to be professional, to create ICT company. We have the chance, we have the opportunity to develop our career in our sector. And that's not only for men, the code, programmation system or something like this. This is now my due. I have a urgence, share my experience that every woman can do that. Can if they are working hard, they can have awards. They can have a model for all young women can become after entrepreneur like us.
Absolutely. So, what is it like though to be an entrepreneur in Guadeloupe? You know, how if you were to start a business, is there support? In like even in the community, what is the culture, the startup culture like in Guadeloupe?
For the startup you're talking about?
Yes. So, yeah, what is it like to have a tech startup in Guadeloupe?
The like for the tech startup, I think is like many other countries. This is a financial lack. The financial lack is a real problem, because when you don't have money to jump to another level of your business, so you can increase your business, or to overcome the proof of concept.
Yes.
I think the financial is the main problem of our startup, and not only for startup. I think so for our small enterprise, it's really important to have more financial assistance, to imagine that we can have customer in Caribbean maybe, but all over the world, because the world is our garden. Because if we don't think the world is our garden, the world are watching Caribbean area, and we can become only their customer. And I can imagine the future like this. I want to be an actor of my future.
Absolutely. Yes, I think it's so important for us to all want to be actors, you know, to be active participants in the life that we are creating, and not necessarily just consumers. So you have my vote, Betty. So I'm a little bit surprised though
Thank you.
that I'm a little bit surprised though that the tech community probably still struggles in Guadeloupe. I would have thought that maybe there would have been more access to funding, or you know, something that will help startups to at least develop. So whether, you know, so better supports. Do you know if there's anything in place, or what does Guadeloupetech do? Maybe I'm wondering what sort of support Guadeloupetech offers.
we are trying as now we're talking about my role, my attribution as the president of Guadeloupetech. We're working about an environment, a condition to help our enterprise to grant some money and to go further. So one way of acting really is we have a competition. We call it Pitch Tech, and we can give some grants for a startup. And this in March we have a competition. The first prize was 4,000 euro. So it's not, but that can help some startup to find other partner and to have a more credible project.
Yes.
And we're working with all the bank to have money more accessible. So we met many director of Bank of Europe for that. We developed a big partnership with how we calling neo banks. This is bank with we can give credit cards very easily and open. So we have a partnership to help our business with less of fees as possible to develop. So we have this partnership, but directly in Europe, we don't, not only in France. So we have this partnership for our startups. And we're working about for discussion to have less tax for young entrepreneur and young projects. So we have some agreements about that. So we are working for policy like this. But we can do better, I think so. Because in our island we have some more difficulties, to join some big clients, to have some agreements of dealing for our products. We need to take the flight and go very, very far away, and that cost is a real cost for our company. So we're working about that to find a way to help some entrepreneurs about that. And so this is this is what we can do very by acting for this entrepreneur and to negotiate something for them, to innovate with them, and to give them some hope that they can follow and innovate for our ecosystem and maybe for the rest of the world.
Absolutely, definitely. So, for Guadeloupetech, how old is the association, and how many members does it have?
This association of ICT Guadeloupetech was creating in 2013. Okay, 2013 in French, and we have around 140 members. Okay. And there is we consider we have 6 members. There is other association for usage, for usability of internet, for to help for entrepreneurship. And there is many entrepreneurs. There is not only startup. We have ISP. We have digital communication, training, many kind of professional in ICT.
Okay, so the members can be individuals, but they can also be businesses as well as organizations?
Yes, sure.
Okay. All right. I'm wondering though whether or not there may be scope for collaboration between Guadeloupetech and other associations in other islands. I mean, some of the issues that Guadeloupetech is trying to solve or to help improve are similar things that I think other associations across the region are grappling with in their own country. So there may be scope for learnings and for collaboration and for for one to share advice and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we try to do that because that's why since last year we're starting our national events. We have a big event. We're calling it Startup.gp
Okay.
uh, to collaborate with other countries of Caribbean. Last
Mm-hmm.
year it was Haiti. This year it was Trinidad and Tobago,
Okay.
and we hope for next year we will be have a collaboration with Jamaica
Okay.
at the midday of March. And this is a way we invite some speaker to share the experience with the community of ICT in Guadeloupe, maybe to find a way to have a cooperation or project or to do business.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good way to know each either, to have a better way to touch the Caribbean neighbor,
Right.
because so we have a lack of acknowledgement together. I think we have many events can be made by politicians or some high businesses, but we need to have a practical way to have more connection for medium and small businesses in Caribbean region, and particularly in ICT, because we can have a complementary way to work together. I am sure about that.
No, I definitely agree. Okay, so Betty, I think we can begin to wind down this discussion today. But I just wanted to probably ask you two more questions. Um, what do you believe are the strengths of the tech ICT space in Guadeloupe? What do you think it does well? Probably even things that the other countries in the region can learn from.
The strength of the ICT is, is the training, the continuous training.
Mm-hmm.
We have a big hub of trainers to improve our communities, to give them good trainings for ICT, for fiber or something like this, and we can very quickly create new training or new cooperation to do better, to adapt our ICT entrepreneurs for the reality. This is a good way. The adaptability is a case of one of the success.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the second keys of the strength of our community, that we are really Guadeloupeans. This is our identity. This is our island. We are six island. We are united together. We talking. We speak Creole. This is our mother tongue language. We discover with Trinidadian Kevin Swift, that's a Creole Trinidad, Creole Haiti, Creole Central, Creole Dominica. This is something can unite many countries of Caribbean and in the south of Venezuela too. And so, be Guadeloupean is the first way to have our identity to be strength. And second, we are sure we are really Caribbean, we are European, and we are French.
Mm.
So this is like schizophrenia, but this is multi-identity of how we are in reality, and we have to accept the fact that we can survive, we can develop, and we can be hopeful with our multiple identity, because if we are very optimistic, so we can find a way to go to make good thing, to make good cooperation, because this is how we are. We are not only an independent country, we are not only a department of France, because we are not like Paris or the Bretons. This is in the northern France. We don't like these people in northern France. They have their culture. Our culture is really and deeply Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
We breathe Caribbean, we dancing Caribbean, we eating Caribbean, and we project what is our identity is.
Excellent. I just thought of something as you were talking. We just quickly touch on how does ICT and like trying to foster innovation, does it go down to like into the schools in Guadeloupe? So at the high school level, are there like competitions or other certain projects that help to foster innovation in ICT, in technology? What goes on at the school level?
A very good question. Guadeloupetech and my company, IPOs, we try to have to be a good mentor for young students in high school or maybe in college, and we have some competition for them, like hackathon, like prize for young women entrepreneur, for young people, for scientific and ICT way. And there is many way to develop the consciousness or to be more innovative in our area, and that could be for artificial intelligence, about robotics, about how you call it, about many way,
Right.
for the technology. And we're starting very young. We have a digital challenge for very young people that are starting at 8 years old.
Wow.
So we're starting very young because we have to prepare our future. And so we have a deal, many agreements with how we call it. This is the local authorities for academic,
Right.
to work with them and to have some events or some workshop to show or to share with the young people in the islands of Guadeloupe.
Okay. No, that's great. I thought, I just thought it just crossed my mind that we probably needed to just address what was going on at the school level, because in other Caribbean countries, there's a lot of events that are targeted at schools, a lot of tech related events, or whether it is the hackathons, or robotics, so things like that. So it's good to know that Guadeloupe also has similar projects that, is really trying to open the minds of students to the future and to possibilities.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we can have a project to cross our ability in French or English Caribbean. I think the language can be a barrier for people. They thinking about that, but if you just go and do the job, the language is not a barrier. My English is not very well, but I try to do my best. And our children, I think so, for English area or French area, they can have for the future competition together. I hope so.
I hope so too. And I mean, I think it would be interesting though to see how, put a group of children who speak different languages together to work on a project, and whether or not the language will really be a true barrier, or whether or not somehow they will find a way to still work together, although they may not all speak the same language.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure about that.
So, just I think what might be my last question is, I guess, where would you want to see the tech community in Guadeloupe? How would you want to see it develop in the next 3 years?
In the next 3 years, we have signed very not far away the IXP of Guadeloupe.
Right.
I think we have to improve this project and to develop services for our IXP. This is the first way. And the second, I want more and more connection with all Caribbean country, because I think we need to exchange and to know together, to make some project together. Third, we have to prepare for the big. I think this is a big deal for the future. Artificial intelligence is really can be problematic for people who are not really really prepare about what can happen. And we have to prepare our population, our politician, agriculture, every people we can join, we can meet to a big project to be well prepared about that, because if we are not prepared, like consummation, we can just be a point in the galaxy, but not a hub in the galaxy.
Understood. I definitely understand that. Yeah, I certainly think that, I think we as a region need to take our place in this galaxy and not necessarily just be some insignificant point, but as you rightfully say, to really become a hub.
Yeah, we have to become, and we can create specialties that depend. Some country can maybe make about music. We have, about spirituality, about tourism, about specialty of alcohol. We have to create real hub with acknowledgement and some singularity to be more talented, and to share, not to share, but to develop the value added for our community and for our region.
I definitely agree. Okay, so Betty, thank you so much. This has been quite enlightening, and I'm quite looking forward to at least even reviewing the talk ourselves. I think you shared some interesting gems, and I'm just happy to be learning a little bit more of Guadeloupe, because as much as I see myself as a Caribbean person, I realized that I really didn't know very much about Guadeloupe generally, and certainly about the tech community there.
Michelle, I can thank you very much to invite me. And so there is a way you invite the ICT community of Guadeloupe in your podcast. And I'm really honored about this invitation. And I want to thank Gerard Best about that. We connect together. So it was a really good opportunity. And you already have your invitation letter for the next startup.gp in Guadeloupe in March. So I will send you more details ASAP.
Okay then, no problem. That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to the ICT Pulse podcast. You can find links to some of the things we talked about on our website, ict-pulse.com. If you like this episode, please show your support by leaving us a review on iTunes, as it will help others find the show. You can email us at info@ict-pulse.com, or drop us a note on our Facebook page, facebook.com/ICTPulse, or via Twitter @ICTPulse. We hope you'll join us again for our next episode. Take care.